Hello, my dear students. Today we will take uh, the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. We discussed the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Now we will discuss the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. First, we will take the metals or metallic properties. First is reaction with oxygen. How do the metals react with oxygen? First is reaction with oxygen. When metals react with oxygen, they form metallic oxides, and these metallic oxides are basic in nature. That means they form the base. When metals react with oxygen, they form metallic oxides, and these metallic oxides are basic in nature. You have to remember it, that metallic oxides are always basic in nature. Next, if we cite an example, for example, rusting of an iron. If you have an iron paste, after clean iron paste, after 1 week or 2 weeks, you will see some rust over the surface of iron. Then this process, it is a chemical process, it is known as rusting of iron. How iron gets rusted? For example, iron, the symbol of iron is Fe plus oxygen O2 plus water. That means two things are necessary for rusting of iron. Number one is air or oxygen, and number second is water or moisture, you can say. That is why on your iron fillings you paint, so that the covering of the metal, you can cover the surface of the metal to avoid the moisture and oxygen, or you can say air, to come in contact with the metal. If the metallic surface or iron surface gets in contact with these two these substances, oxygen or water, then it will form rust. Then it forms the iron oxide, that means Fe2O3. If a question someone poses you like this, why we do paint over iron, these grills? Because that paint prevents the iron to come in contact with water and oxygen, and this prevents the rusting of iron. These iron oxide, that means Fe2O3, this is a reaction of iron rusting. Next example, you might have seen in your homes that copper gets green coating if you not cover, or if you not the surface of the copper is not covered by that white metallic sheet or metallic surface. This copper plus water, carbon dioxide plus oxygen, gets copper hydroxide plus copper carbonate. It is copper hydroxide plus copper carbonate. How do we test these oxides? Are they basic or acidic in nature? I already mentioned these are basic in nature. How do we test this? In our laboratory, there are small papers known as litmus papers, and these litmus papers, they are two in color. They are either red or blue. If the red litmus paper changes into blue, it indicates that it is basic in nature. If the blue litmus changes into red, it indicates that it is acidic in nature. What we have to do, we have to collect some rust from the iron and dissolve that rust in the water. Then after dissolving the rust in the water, this water in which this rusting is present, you have to mix that rusting by shaking, and then bring that paper, that is litmus paper. This litmus paper, red litmus paper, gets changed into blue. That indicates that these oxides are basic in nature. Next type of reaction is reaction of metals with water. How do metals react with water? Some metals react with water vigorously. That means vigorously means very actively. For example, sodium. Sodium is a metal. If you put sodium in the water, it burns. Then that reaction is known as vigorous reaction, immediate reaction, or bursting reaction. You can say explosion reaction. And that is why sodium is stored in kerosene, because if the sodium, we keep sodium like this, the moisture present in the air will react with the sodium, because it reacts vigorously, it reacts very fastly with water. That is why we store sodium in kerosene. If the question is like this, why we keep sodium in kerosene, you have to write that it like this: sodium reacts vigorously with water. Kerosene prevents the sodium to react with moisture in the air or water. Some metals react with water to form metal oxides and metal hydroxides. Some metals, if you, I will show you some examples like these. Sodium plus water gives sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. The arrow upward indicates the hydrogen gas. Next is magnesium plus water gives magnesium hydroxide plus water gas. No, sorry, this magnesium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. Zinc plus water gives zinc oxide plus this hydrogen gas. These are all the examples of metals which react with water to form metal oxides or metal hydroxide. This is the metal oxide and these are metal hydroxides. This one, zinc is metal oxide or zinc oxide, and magnesium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide. What is the tendency? How the metals react with water? What is their order of? What is their order? What is the sequence? Mostly potassium, sodium, calcium, aluminum, zinc, iron, and copper. This is the series of reactivity of metals with water. I repeat, series of reactivity of metals with water. Potassium, sodium, calcium, aluminum, zinc, iron, and last is copper. Next is third reaction is reaction with acids. How do metal react with acids? The most important character of metals when they react with acids is the production of hydrogen with pop sound. Pop sound means when you burn the matchstick near the surface of the test tube in which the reaction occurs, the gas burns with a pop sound. That means reaction metals react with acids, they release hydrogen gas but with pop sound. For example, I will show you sodium plus hydrochloric acid HCl. It gives NaCl plus water, this H2 gas, hydrogen gas. It is actually called this NaCl, Na plus HCl. It gives NaCl. Then magnesium plus H2SO4, MgSO4 plus this hydrogen gas. It is copper and hydrochloric acid, no reaction because it is least reactive. Copper is least reactive. Copper is very less reactive. It does not react with this. It reacts with H2SO4, this sulfuric acid. These are the examples of the acids which or you can say metals which react with acids and produce hydrogen gas with pop sound. Thank you. Have a nice day.